Hello, thanks for joining me again for Destiny Palmistry video lessons. I just want to remind you, please, if there is a particular subject that I haven't covered, I do take requests, so just comment on this video below. If you want to learn about something in particular, I'm happy to do a video on that subject for you. And also check out destinypalmistry.com. Type in the search bar whatever subject you want, and you should be able to find an article on it in there as well. If not, again, contact me from my contact me page on destinypalmistry.com and I will gladly do an article on that subject. Alrighty, let's put on the next video lesson. I'll see you soon. Hello, welcome to Destiny Palmistry. Today's lesson we are talking about the Girdle of Venus. I haven't talked much about this line previously, except in little bits and pieces, but I wanted to explain to you about it some more because it's often confused with other lines and signs on the palms. So I thought it was important that we go to this lesson. I'll bring you up some diagrams. The full Girdle of Venus starts between the middle and index finger and goes to between the pinky and the ring finger. However, it is rarely seen in full like this. It does show a compassionate person who's sensitive to the world around them, and the meaning does vary depending on the depth and length and quality of the line. So what I mean by extra sensitivity, it gives whatever nature the person has, it strengthens those qualities, a more intense character, especially in the emotional aspect. It's often on people who have a simian line, which is the single line across the palm instead of the headline and the heart line. So it's very common for them to have at least a partial Girdle of Venus, or what I call a floating heart line. Sometimes it just seems to be a little bit lower, float down. So that gives more emotional and empathetic aspect to the character. So the positive meanings of a Girdle of Venus is the compassionate and open-hearted nature, and this is more so if it's broken, and it's good for if someone is in the caring professions because they understand and empathize with the pain of other people. On a negative side, a full Girdle of Venus such as this shows an intense state of nervousness, and this person, particularly if on like a fire type hand, would have a very quick temper. Of course, you need to look at the thumb, the fingertips, and the skin texture and the type of headline to compare, but overall it does add to the temperament. And like I said, on the fire type, it has more negative connotations than on a more sensitive hand. It shows someone who might easily cry at movies and just feel others' pain, but on a hard hand, it gives intensity, and somebody who might, for instance, quickly become addicted to stimulants. So I've seen people who are addicted and they have a fire type hand, they often have a Girdle of Venus. Not always in its neat, perfect form. I'll show you some other pictures. I've got a light in my eyes. That's better. Right, so the partial Girdle of Venus shows the sensitivity but a bit more control over the emotional reactions. So they are able to understand their emotions more. They're drawn to other people and relate to people on an intellectual or spiritual level. So they're not likely to be attracted to those people just by their looks, for instance. and several lines. This is the more common type of girdle of Venus that I see recently. It's a whole jumble of lines, so it's not fully formed, and that shows someone who has a need for emotional security. They can be quite flirtatious, but they can be passionate and sensitive as well. Next, we have the extended girdle of Venus. And this is similar to like the floating heart line that I mentioned earlier, that's often on a simian line. So it acts like an inner heart line, so it shows passion and a wide range of emotions. But again, the person might be flirtatious and have exaggerated moods. So whether when they're angry, it's more exaggerated, when they're sad, it's more exaggerated, that type of thing. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed that quick lesson on the girdle of Venus, and I look forward to doing a video very soon. Bye.